Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and I love Black Dwarf. His playstyle is so fun. He's really strong, and I just cannot get enough of this character right now. I complain a lot about how combat characters just are not good enough to compete with the rest of the meta, but I truly feel like Black Dwarf and Luke Cage are the first two steps completely in the opposite direction of most other combat types. Luke Cage has been absolutely holding it down for the combat heroes in PvP. I hit the H pretty hard on heroes, and now Black Dwarf is coming in for the combat villains, and he's coming in for the combats in PvE. So we're gonna do a bunch of PvE stuff today. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do some stress testing as well to really see how high he can push it against bosses you've never seen me use him against before, so that's gonna be really fun. And I also want to just do a little flex here about my build, because I went all out. I was really studying his details page and just juicing him. I gave him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Odin's blessings, including 2 strikes, which I don't give out to many characters because I don't have many of them, and pretty much everything else is 5 and 6 star Uru, with the exception of that 1 4-star HP, which I will fix. And I know he's got the unamplified crit rates. I know, it's okay. His stats are looking very juicy. The one sort of thing that I would change about his build, if there was one thing that I could just snap my fingers and change without having to spend any gold, and I know you might get on me about my gold because I still have 200+ million, but it's not enough, is his attack speed. You can notice his attack speed is not capped. It's still off by 0.14%, and that is with using 2 5-star attack speed Uru, which is a waste because I could have 2 6-star HP Urus or 2 dodge Urus or whatever. So I actually have overdrive on him, but as you can see from my cards, I am way overcapped. I'm overcapped by 20% on crit damage. Now, some of that is from the Odin's Blessings of Steel, because I just have too many of them in excess. I was giving him extra Odin's Blessings to bump his physical attack above 50k. I want to join the 50k gang for Black Dwarf. Anyways, even if I didn't have the Odin's Blessings of Steel, trust me, his crit damage is still like 10%, 9% overcapped. As you can see, this is only giving him 8.5%. So I could easily have swapped this from Overdrive to Power of Angry Hulk, and I would have lost nothing. I would have lost nothing on the crit damage. It would have still stayed capped at like 1%, and then I would have been way overcapped on attack speed. So that is one sort of thing that's not perfectly efficient about his build, but everything else basically is. He's got this amazingly rolled CTP of energy, just super juicy, 41, 44, 200. Like, it's almost a perfect roll, which is wild. I still don't mess with the reforges besides Sentry. And then we've got his uniform maxed out as well. So we're going to take him into a bunch of content. We're going to show it off. Essentially, the only bad thing, so to speak, about his build is basically the general issue. Well, there's actually 2 things. The first thing is that the Black Order in general have a hard time canceling Culling Slice, or whatever their awakening skill is, into their other skills, because they jump too far back from the boss. So I would encourage the devs to take a look at that, take a look at the targeting range for the skill, because we had the very same problem with Scarlet Witch's tier 3 skill, Reality Collapse. She would jump so far back that you could not cancel the skill into other skills, which doesn't really allow you to combo and do optimal damage, right? It's nice for cinematic, play styles. If you just want to watch the skill play out, it's really cool seeing the Black Order come in, see Thanos coming in. But as far as doing massive DPS, it's not really going to help. The other problem with Cull is that he still has a bug on Dwarf Charge. He still is not always immune to stun, and I'll actually try to show you against Null. He gets stunned against Null, which is complete BS. It literally says immunity to stun. He should not get stunned ever. And then he still gets guard broken, which it's harder to show you because it happens in the moment, but you'll see. I'll be spinning to win, and then suddenly he'll just stop. And that's not from me letting go of the skill, that's from him getting guard broken. So I really encourage the devs to test Dwarf Charge again on their own and come to their own conclusion. And in the meantime, let's dive into the content. So first things first, I'm actually kind of curious. I've never played Black Dwarf against Quicksilver, and I actually haven't played Quicksilver World Boss in a long time, but I made that video recently about the Phoenix Feathers being much more valuable now. So I wanted to cover this really quickly, and I am not surprised at all. I'm so happy to report. So the really good thing about that move right there is that at the end of his first rotation, what Quicksilver boss does is he goes into the corner. That's perfect. If you put yourself between the boss and the corner of the map, like the wall of the map, it's not really a corner because it's a circle. But if you wedge yourself between the boss and the wall, when you press the awakening skill for the Black Order, they don't go anywhere because he tries to jump back, but there's nowhere to go. So that's why I was able to stay so close, really get nuzzle to nuzzle with Quicksilver, and then I popped off the 4 cancel 5 cancel 3 combo. So that was really juicy to see him basically one-shot stage 80. That's actually harder than it looks. I know I have a lot of Pierce, but that is actually harder than it looks. And before I had Pierce, I was struggling to complete this stage 5 times with 5 separate teams. Now, the game has obviously changed a lot since then, but still, it is pretty impressive. Next thing we're going to do, I told you guys we're going to have fun. We're going to do stage 14 Null, okay, which is not the highest stage I can go to for Null. I'm up to 28 now with no reforged CTPs, but we are not going to use any supports. That's right. It's KNULL Obsidian, aka Black Dwarf, with no team. Basically, no team. I know I can't physically do no team, but I can do no strikers. So we're not going to use any strikers. We're not going to use any leadership. We're not going to use any support buffs. No Proxima, no soup, Valkyrie, no soup. There's going to be no soup. So we're going to jump back and we're going to schwang and bang. And here we go, baby. No team, only the dream. So you can see there at first he had the stun immunity, but then it sort of got negated. That's okay. I don't mind that too much. The Clintar Cage is sort of a special sort of attack, so I don't mind that one pierces through his immunity to stun. And that's actually not the skill in question that I was upset about saying that it does, you know, stun him. Because I did say, you know, he's stun immune, but he's not stun immune. I'll show you. He's stun immune to the tentacles, which is nice. Okay, but I'll show you a different skill that he's not stun immune. Anyways, let's pop this off first. Now that thing where he moves too far away, that actually doesn't affect him. It's really nice. You don't get interrupted by the tentacles, man. It's so good. But the moving away too far away from the boss with the awakening skill does not affect KNULL Obsidian or Black Dwarf. I should probably pick one of his names and stick to it. Bro, he did that in a minute 5 with no help. But anyways, that whole issue doesn't actually affect him. Can I see there? It affected him. I was trying to cancel into 3 and I couldn't, so that's why this damage is just like kind of weak sauce. So that's the reason for that. Kind of disappointing. Anyways, it doesn't really matter in the first phase of the fight because Null is standing still and you can actually just get really close to him in the chair. So that's why it doesn't really affect it. But look at this. We're just gonna spin to win, baby. Spin to win. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna put ourselves in the corner. Then we're gonna pop off. Yeah. We maybe could have saved the awakening skill there. He only had a couple of bars left, but you know, he's gonna do this. I know he can do this, right? I know he can do this. So it's just more about doing this in style rather than going for maximum speed points here. Okay, there, I don't know what happened. I think we got interrupted by the tornadoes. Okay. There, see, he gets guard broken where he should not. Should not get guard broken by that. He has guard break immunity. Don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, period. See there? We're going to proc on 5 instead, but there we lost a lot of damage. I mean, you could say that's my fault for activating the skill when I shouldn't have. Got to get out of here. Yeah, it's just bad targeting, man. Bad target. Let's just proc on 4 cancel 5 and see what the damage is like. It's not that good, eh? Okay. We're going to set him up to go into the next phase here. Yeah, see, again, can't cancel. Losing tons of damage. Yeah, you can see the damage has really fallen off. The damage has really fallen off because I cannot get his awakening skill to cancel because of that targeting issue. So I could have actually waited for Null. Like, I kind of misplayed it. I could have waited for Null to get closer. But it's definitely something that the devs can easily fix. And the thing is that they fixed it in the past for other characters like Scarlet Witch. So I really hope the devs do fix that because there's just no need for the character to move that far back, right? There's no need for the character to be out of range of the boss because it doesn't make sense. Why would a melee character like Black Dwarf in the first place, why would he move? Like, he would never move outside of melee range, right? These skills are supposed to accurately represent the characters. There was no way he would ever move out of melee range. He's a melee god, right? So yeah, he has a ignore dodge on the, or ignore iframe on the 2. But here we're just going to use... Oh, never mind. We can't use anything because we're getting guard broken. See, I was hoping the guard break immunity would help with that, but it doesn't. It doesn't help at all. Anyways, this is a bit of a slow run. I'm actually going to clock in probably around 50 seconds on this one. That was a late proc. Late proc on the 5. We're actually just going to do this. We're not going to proc on 3 because 3 wasn't ready. But there we go. He gets it done with 44 seconds left. I was doing a little bit more showmanship on that one with the spins. He can do that faster. He can actually do that a lot faster. I think he can do that about 30 to 45 seconds faster. So he can clear stage 14 with enough time to spare, where theoretically, I think he could honestly do up to 19 with no team, which is bonkers. Because that sort of holds with the theory, because you got guys like Godzillinator that are able to do stage 40 with Black Dwarf. So he is absolutely crushing it. But there's one more test that I know you want to see. There's one more test of strength and might. How does a combat type face off against Apocalypse? No, against Mephisto, a blast type. So that's what we're going to do. Males only. Stage 19. He's going to need some help this time around. We can't do no team. Let's not get too fresh here. He is losing a lot of damage from the type disadvantage. You're going to see all the numbers, the damage numbers in gray, which is kind of sad. But it is what it is. Most of the damage numbers anyways. So we're going to use Thanos lead for the 36-36, which is awesome. We're going to use Black Bolt to give us 2 supports, Fall of Attilan, and then You Disappoint Me, which is the one that Black Dwarf has with Thanos. So we get another 10%. So we've got a whopping 46% attack, which is really nice considering we don't have any support buffs that we can take advantage of. There are no male supports. Why not? There are no generic male supports. There's a bunch of specific male supports like Iron Fist's leadership, Magneto's leadership, Beta Ray Bill's leadership is not for males, but it's for lightning types. You've even got the passive support of Thing and Cyclops for energy damage, but nothing for the physical boys. Anywho, and then we're going to use these strikers here just for pure damage and a little bit of movement speed. So here we go, the real test of what this man can do. We're gonna settle ourselves up against the wall so we can get that cancel in. That's basically what you have to do. So my suggestion to you, if you're struggling clearing Mephisto, especially on higher stages, is definitely reset the fight at the beginning until you get that run where Mephisto gets up against the wall, you know? Where he holds up and grabs the wall. There we got no proc. Wow. The savagery of the no proc. So there's some yellow numbers that you'll see for the damage. That is the strikers coming in. And I'm going to show you that wall technique again here, okay? Because when he's up there, you can just go behind him here, and you can pop the Awakening. And so, yeah, until the devs want to fix that, this is basically the next best thing. There we go, next phase in 55 seconds. This bodes very, very well for ya boys' time. So proc here, popping off. 3-4 bars, really juicy. And what the other thing I love about KNULL Black Dwarf is that you can move around, right? At any point, oh, he's gonna do the tornado, right? That tornado kills you. Nah, it doesn't kill KNULL, bro. Back up against the wall. And then boom, big boy damage. Look at those bars flying. So good, dude. Spin to win, baby. Punish Mephisto for being a big old clown. Yeah, see now he's okay. We know he's gonna enrage, so we spin away from him, and look at that. We set ourselves up. We're already setting ourselves up for the next positioning run. And he's pretty fast on his feet. You can see he's light on them toes, sort of like Thing. He's lightweight with it. I'm gonna pop the Awakening here against the wall. You gotta work the angles. Black Dwarf and the Black Order are like supermodels. You gotta find your angles. The camera is gonna be unforgiving. There we go. We're done here, and we got a 2-minute stage 19 clear with type disadvantage. That is huge. Oh, we didn't do 5. Oh, we didn't do 5. We just did 4-3. This is really bad because no accumulation. But you can see, right? Okay, hang on. Ah, no accumulation again, dude. Man, they gotta fix this targeting thing. I don't want to whine too much, but it's actually really annoying, man. Like, I really thought I was close enough to him, but I wasn't, and so he just sort of stood there, and it was just basically 6 cancel 4. I didn't get anything else as far as the damage goes. Now, the interesting thing is here, Even though I get stunned by some of Null's attacks, where's my proc, bro? My proc was like 10 seconds late. They're like, yo, this run looks too good. We've got to sabotage it. Oh my, it won't cancel into 5. Wow, they're actually trying to sabotage my run. Anyways, he doesn't get stunned. Look at that. He is stun immune to this effect from Mephisto. So I think it's just something that devs need to look into. Yeah, whatever. I think it's just something that devs need to look into where some attacks are not going through his passive and some are. It really should be consistent, right? If he's stun immune, he's stun immune. If he's not stun immune, he's not stun immune. Anyways, let's try this here. We're going to sort of dodge this attack. Then we're going to do this. Oh, again with this garbage, dude. This is really, that's actually pretty frustrating. I'm not really playing as well as I could be. There is one thing you can do to sort of fix this problem yourself, which is that you can use the first skill, but you can risk procking on the first skill if you do this. But basically, you do 6, cancel 1, cancel 5, cancel 4, etc., etc., etc. Again, it's risky because you can end up doing your proc on 1, which you don't want. Obviously, 1 doesn't have any damage. But just keep this in mind. He's doing this with type disadvantage, okay, without any real support, right? You look at Maker, he can't do this stage, and he has thing support. So what you can do is, if you're not close enough, you can use 1. I didn't have to use it there, but look at this. After all these mistakes and all these errors and whatever, he's crushing this stage with time to spare. So I honestly think if I play better, he can do this with at least a minute left or more. 30 seconds left, and I missed 3 procs, including 1 or 2 awakening skill procs. The awakening skill proc, if you hit it properly, does like 6-7 bars. He could probably do it faster than a minute. He could probably do that with a minute and a half left. No joke. And he crushes this stage. He's so good on Mephisto for so many reasons. 1, he's stun immune. So those stuns where he's slamming the ground, they don't do anything to you. You can just keep DPSing him and completely ignore it. So that eliminates one of the most annoying parts of the fight, period. Now, of course, the enrage timer is still going down. So when it reaches the end, he gets, your character gets sacrificed, so you have to switch to Thanos or switch to Black Bolt, whatever. But you can just keep DPSing, and especially if you're in the home stretch of the fight, just go for it, man. Just go for the jugular. 2, you can use the third skill when you're spinning to position yourself to dodge his attacks. I dodged that purple sort of cross beam thing, and you can also use it to position yourself when you're chasing down those Doctor Strange sigils on the ground, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the Roman numerals. So I start my combo, right? 4, cancel 5, cancel 3. I'm spinning, I'm spinning, I'm spinning. His enrage timer hits. I'm still spinning with the chain hit on the proc for the energy. Then the 1 appears. I don't have to cancel my skill and use the joystick, bro. I just hold the skill and use the joystick, and he spins away from Mephisto, and he goes. It's a little bit slower than his base movement speed, but it's so sick. And you don't have to worry about getting stunned. So he's so much fun to play. I have such a blast with him, and he's almost perfect. He's like a 9 out of 10. Really, the only things that are a little bit bugging me about the character is that his passives are not applying correctly, in my opinion. They're not applying uniformly in all content. And then the culling slice, and that also goes for Supergiant's awakening skill and Corvus's awakening skill. They should not have as much of a range penalty or punishment. The character shouldn't jump that far back. I understand for the cinematic reasons, but it's either they make the range less or they increase the range on their other skills so that you can cancel into them. Because you can't cancel into 5, you can't cancel into 3, and he's just kind of sitting there picking his nose. So yeah. Anyways, regardless, I love this character. I'm gonna keep on playing him. You just got to get creative with it, right? You got to use the corner, like the wall, the edge of the arena, and you just got to think outside the box. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Black Dwarf. Absolutely body bagging, crushing the meta. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.